Hello everyone, and welcome back to my brand new channel, Inexpensive Beauty. And it is your girl, Nikki the Mohawk Maiden, and we are going to talk about men, my favorite topic. So, as you guys know, I am a huge fan of Cosmo. I love Cosmo. Cosmopolitan magazine is the shiznick, okay? They have some of the most interesting articles, and I'm an avid reader. I love magazines, and to me there is nothing like going to the beach, putting some suntan lotion on, and getting some Cosmo, putting on your big shades, and just doing it. Just reading it front to back. I absolutely love it. So there is an article in this month, and it's the June edition. I'm going to show you really quick. It has Cameron Diaz on the front. And it is just a really, really good magazine this month. And there are a couple of things I want to share with you. But the first thing I want to share with you is there's an article called Manimals, and it talks about the way men correlate to animals. And it talks about like 4 species of animals that men can be correlated to. It's so interesting. And I want to give a shout out to the person who wrote this. This is written by an actual guy, and it's The Secrets of How We Fall in Love. He's an author of that book, and his name is Paul Dobransky, and he's actually an MD. He's a doctor, and it was just so great how he put this actual article together. So before we go over the 4 types of men, because I'm sure you dated at least one, probably 2 of the 4 that he talks about, we'll just talk about women and how we respond to dating. So the first thing I want to tell you guys is, you know that I got engaged. But what you probably did not know is that I had been married at a very, very young age. And I just want to give you guys some pointers. All my ladies out there, everybody who's out in the dating field, everyone who is trying to find a significant other or mate. I'm just going to give you a couple of tips. Then we're going to talk about the guys in the actual article and see how they correlate, because I've dated every last one of these guys. Okay, so for my ladies out there, the first thing I'm going to tell you is be safe. I want you to take care of your health, mentally and physically. Now you're probably saying, oh, why are you saying this? You know, I'm safe. No. If you are not on birth control, get you some birth control and use condoms. For all my women out there who have teenage girls, talk to them about sex. You know, at a very young age, these kids are very sexually active. Get your daughter on some form of birth control. You know, you have to be an open book for your daughter. If you have and this is for guys too, if you have a daughter, you talk to them about sex, talk to them about being safe, talk to them about being healthy. So that's the first rule. I want you guys to be healthy. The second rule, this is probably for my older women. Women love differently, and I want you guys to realize that women are not men. There's a clear distinction of who we are and why we are this way. It is very, very hard for a woman to take off her heart when she's taking off her panties. It doesn't work that way. We are not built in that way. So I want you guys to remember that we're just different. We're really, really different. Men are one way, women are another. That's just pretty much how it is. The third thing I want you guys to think about is when you are dating, if you have any issues from past relationships, I want you to pretty much dump it, get rid of it. I saw a therapist before I decided to get engaged, and I'm still seeing a therapist because I want to make sure that I have worked out all my issues before I get married, and I don't want to bring that baggage into my relationship. A lot of times women love differently, so we get hurt deeply. So we have a lot of issues and baggage that we often bring into our relationship. There is nothing wrong with going to see a psychiatrist, a therapist, a shrink, a counselor. I don't care what you call them. There is nothing wrong with it. So if you have any issues, deal with those issues first before you start stepping into the dating arena. So now that you are healthy, now that you are, safe, now that you are practicing safe sex, now that you understand that we are different, now that you understand that we are dealing with any issues that we may have from past relationships, and you can actually get into the dating part of the game, I will say this as well, especially for my Black women, African American women. There is nothing wrong with dating outside of your race. Let me say that again. There is nothing wrong with dating outside of your race. If you want to be an international lover, baby, do your thing. White, black, Spanish, Italian, I don't care. Because it's kind of to like this. You know, if you always have chicken, you think chicken is good because you always have it, you're accustomed to it. But you know that there's steak and there's meatballs and I don't know, there's filet mignon and there is prime rib. You really don't know what you like until you taste a smokeboard of things. There is nothing wrong with dating men of other races. Nothing. Especially for my black women. And the reason I'm saying this is because black women don't get married at the rate that other ethnicities do. We just don't. So the thing is, I think a lot of things that hold us back is because we feel like we have to be faithful to our black men. You know, if we don't date black men, it's like saying we don't love ourselves. No. It's not saying any of those things. But sometimes you have to look outside the box to find a mate. So now that you're dating outside of your race and you're having fun with it, remember very, very clearly, when you're out here dating, you're trying to figure out what you want in a man. And sometimes you just don't really know. Like, I didn't know what I wanted in a man until after I got divorced. I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this. And whether we like it or not, our mate is a reflection of who we actually are. So there were things in my mate that reflected back to me that I knew that I did not like, I did not want to deal with in my first marriage. So now that I have another guy who is totally different from what I was dating before, I can thank my ex-husband and say, you know what, honestly, out of all the crap that we went through, at least you showed me what I wanted. So, like I said before, there's so many things out there. So once you figure out that, you know, you're safe, you're healthy, you dealt with your mental issues, I mean, anything baggage-wise you dealt with, let's talk about the 4 guys you may meet. Now, in your dating scheme, trust me, you will date one of these 4 men. And the first guy is called a he-wolf. And it's so funny because it says a he-wolf. He is a real man and always travels in a pack of bros. Now, I know you women know men like that. And it kind of almost makes you want to be like, do you even like girls? Because everything they do is with their guys, with their dudes. I'm going out here, I'm going out there, I'm hanging with my guys, yakety schmackety, blah, blah, blah. Okay, fine, whatever. And there's nothing wrong with having friends, but guys like that, you'll meet them. And that usually happens when they're younger. And this type of male is an alpha male. He's aggressive, and he's, like, reliable yet really, really guarded. And the thing with men like that, it's really hard for them to open up. So think about that. When you're out on your dinner date and you're asking specific questions, ladies, you should have specific questions if you're trying to find a mate, or if you're in the dating portion of where you're trying to find a mate. Ask specific questions. Ask him, you know, talk to him. See what his level of conversation is. See if he is aggressive. See if he has to be the number one guy. So the next thing that you may find is Amanda. I thought it was too funny. A freaking Amanda. It says, how to spot one. It says, he doesn't play games, and he will give you a bear hug when you need it. The Amanda is the ultimate good guy. He's the ideal mix of cuddly and protective. Now, this is my man, Anthony. He is a Manda. He is a great guy. We don't play those childish games of back and forth. It is what it is. I'm going to tell you what it is. You don't like it, oh well. We get over it. That's it. But when I need protection, he's there. And women, we need to be protected. That's in us. And it is in a man to protect us. And sometimes, you know, I just need him to hug me, protect me, make me feel like I am safe. So my guy is Amanda. He's not a bad guy to date. And the next thing that you may find that you run into is someone called a manther. And this is so funny. He's a born flirt with a bad boy vibe. I will call him a masculine metrosexual. Have you ever seen a guy who's like really, really pretty? I mean, he's a pretty boy. But you know he is a womanizer. You know it. Now, he's smooth with his game. Don't get it twisted. He's smooth with his game, but you know. Because we as women have like this third instinct where we know what we know, but sometimes we tell ourselves we don't know what we know. He's a womanizer, honey. And the way to figure out the manther is, manthers go after the most wanted babe in the room. So usually they have trophy wives. But once he gets his claws into you, he loses interest really, really fast. Now, we have all met guys like that who, oh, they're so into us. Oh, I want to date you. You're beautiful. You're this, you're that. And as soon as you have sex with him, boom, he's nowhere to be found. That is a manther, honey, a manther. I have one rule in life. Not that I don't like pretty boys. I pretty much don't. The next one I love, and it's called a gallina. And it's how to spot one. And usually he is the loudest and funniest guy in the room. To me, this is a comedian, an Eddie Murphy, a Martin Lawrence, a Steve Harvey. These are guyenas. These are guys who are just crazy. Lavelle, people who just crack jokes, keep you laughing, and they are fun guys to date. They really, really, really are. But one thing about a guyena is, deep down, because he seeks so much attention, usually he's like insecure, and he needs you to make him feel good. Now, these kind of guys can be fun to date, but tedious when it comes to maintenance. My thing is, I want you to be secure in yourself when I need you. I don't want to have to pump you up or prep you up or anything of that nature. So, like I said before, you can either date a he-wolf, Amanda, a Manther, or Guyena. But whatever you date, have fun, and do not get caught up into this, what I want to call it, serial monogamy, like when you date one person forever. No. When you are young, get out there, have fun, date, look around. It's like shopping. You don't freaking buy the first pair of shoes that you see. No. You try shoes on, figure out if you like them or not, if they're good for you, if they make your feet hurt, if they look good, for pants, if they look good for a skirt. No. Try your men on. But I promise you, while you're trying your men on, you're going to find at least one of these 4 men. And I hope this helps you ladies out there. And like I always say, it is okay to be beautiful, but how are we going to do it? We are going to do it inexpensively. And good luck to all of my ladies out there in the dating world.